sometimes worry about the fact that there is just way too much hype right now?
I mean, I feel that we are extremely underhyped right now.
Underhyped?
Yes, even though we feel like it's extremely overhyped, because the kind of transformation you're going to see from new AI companies that are going to bring is going to be magical, right? I think underestimating the opportunity of AI, right? I do expect that this year is going to be a year where a lot of new AI companies are going to come out of India.
Mukund, what makes Emergent also very special as a startup is that you're twin brothers.
Yeah.
We know that Madhav stays more in the background, but tell us a little more about that chemistry and how the two of you got together to do this.
Both of us have this crazy energy that we are able to bounce ideas off each other and sort of work together. So it's pretty exciting.
You've just released Wingman now, and we were just talking about OpenClaw and the waves it was making, and now here we are with Wingman. Tell us all about that.
Just launched it in limited beta yesterday, and the initial reception is really crazy. And you can chat with it on your WhatsApp, you can chat with it on Slack, iMessage.
The fact that you are a second-time entrepreneur, the first time it didn't go your way. One piece of advice you're going to give to builders today?
I mean, I would just say that like whatever is your most ambitious idea, just think 10x more. I do think that next 10 years, we're going to have wave of companies which we can't imagine today.
Hello and welcome to this very special episode of IndiaAI in Action. And today we have Mukund Jha of Emergent. Mukund clearly is making waves not just in India but globally with Emergent. Mukund, what a moment. We are here at VibeCon, we're hackathon.
Yes.
Tell us all about what's going on here.
Yeah, so we actually started this concept of VibeCon last year in October. And first one was in SF, second one we're having it here. And essentially the idea is to bring all the builders together and sort of inspire them to create great products. And we had 25,000 people apply for this VibeCon.
And how many spots? 25,000 people applied.
25,000 people have applied.
Wow.
We have 300 teams that have been selected. It has been like a very tough selection process because there were so many good applicants and we had to choose between them. 300 teams have showed up, almost 500 people are here. And then the winner actually gets a YC interview. So this is the concept that we sort of pioneered with YC when we started in October. That the winner gets a YC interview, and we're just trying to stir up all the entrepreneurial energy in the country, get a lot of them to build on Emergent, and really showcase what is possible with AI right now.
Absolutely, what is possible with AI, and just tell us about this entire, I would say, frenzy around vibe coding. Explain to people what vibe coding is, because I think to quote Emergent, it's all about making those who don't know how to build software become coders.
I think when we started our journey, our sort of mission was to automate software engineering, right? And we sort of found ourselves in a spot where, obviously, I'm a coder. I've been programming since age 12. My brother, who's my co-founder, is a coder. We both have been programming since very young. And if you look at the last 30 years of economic gain has largely come from software companies. If you remove all the software companies from the NASDAQ, S&P, you'll see that market has been flat primarily. Right?
Yeah.
And now with AI, there's an opportunity to sort of bring this power to everybody. Right? Anybody who has an idea, anybody who is a domain expert, can actually bring their ideas to life just using Emergent by just chatting with our agent. And the way we have built it is it's super simple. You come in, you describe what you want to build, you chat with our agent just like you will chat with the developer, and the software gets built behind the scene automatically. And I mean, the thing that we sort of emphasize a lot on is how do you get production-ready software, which is actually something that your customers can use, your business can use. Today, we have more than 200,000 paying customers who are sort of using us to build mission-critical software. And this is a factory in Mexico, a clothing shop in Kanpur who's building, their storefronts on top of us. And finally, we're seeing, a lot of people who have been sort of stuck with an idea for a long time but never had tools sort of build this are sort of coming out and expressing themselves, and that's leading to our explosive growth as well.
It is explosive, the growth is explosive, the numbers look explosive. We're going to talk in detail about the numbers, the ARR and all of that. But just to understand the way innovation is happening, I mean, it's getting hard to keep pace. You've just released Wingman now, and we were just talking about OpenClaw and the waves it was making, and now here we are with Wingman. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so Wingman has been in works for a long time, and our sort of thesis has always been that software automation is the first part, and then a lot of people would want to automate the rest of the businesses that they sort of operate, whether it's marketing, whether it's HR department, finance. And we almost sort of started building this internally as a tool to sort of automate a lot of parts of our own sort of working. We have a recruitment agent which sort of figures out, goes on LinkedIn, tries to find the right people for us to recruit. We have a marketing agent which sort of manages a lot of our marketing materials today. So we have been sort of working on this for a while, and we just launched it in limited beta yesterday. And the initial reception is really, really crazy. And you can chat with it on your WhatsApp, you can chat with it on Slack, iMessage, and I've been using it for past 1 week. Most of my emails, calendaring is done by Wingman now. And I think as the agent's capabilities are improving, there is this meter chart. I don't know if you've seen it, but it sort of shows you how long can agents work now, without supervision. And it used to be 2-3 hours of work a few weeks back, and now it's almost 10 hours of work that it can do without any supervision. And so we sort of are entering this era where you'll have agents which can work 24/7 in the background, and multiple agents can coordinate with themselves to do your work. We are entering that era, so we want to really pioneer this whole new wave of working where you just chat with the agents just like you would chat with a human employee, and offload a lot of the work that you would eventually get stuck on doing. And Wingman is sort of supporting that. It's a very limited launch, but the idea is to sort of really empower all the businesses to automate large part of your business running on Wingman. And eventually we want to be in a place where people can run and build autonomous companies where you can just come in, describe your idea, hey, this is my idea, and Wingman will sort of run the whole company for you.
All right, so Wingman competing, so to say, with OpenClaw.
Yes.
Emergent as such, as a vibe coding giant now, competing with some of the best and the biggest in the world, say Replit or others.
Right.
You building on top of some of the frontier models, be it Anthropic, OpenAI. Just so much going on in the AI world.
Yeah.
How are you keeping pace, and how are you ensuring that you're constantly innovating? My question to you is, will Emergent see a competitor that gives... Do you get sleepless nights worrying that just the way Emergent has gone and stormed the world, there will be the next Emergent that's possibly going to come and give you a tough competition?
I do have a lot of sleepless nights because I'm working, not because I'm worried. And that's the way to keep up the pace right now. We have always sort of tried to be at the cusp of innovation and really, really looking forward to what would happen in 6 months ahead. And that's sort of the way to sort of keep ahead. Right, even Wingman launch has been sort of in 6 months you'll see everybody talking about Wingman, just like everybody's talking about vibe coding today, right? And we are trying to stay ahead of the curve, ahead of the trend. And generally we are very research focused as an organization, and we focus a lot more on where are the models headed, what are the problems that they're going to solve in 6 months. And I definitely think that the space is pretty open. I do think that new competition will come, big labs will come. But I think eventually what's going to matter is is your platform able to get users to success? Are they able to do the work that is expected? Because 80% of the work most of the platforms can do, right? But can you take the user to 100%? Can you actually get their site live, and can you actually increase their business, right? And that's what we are focused on. And today we are probably one of the best platforms to build apps from idea to sort of production-ready application. And we're going to do the same thing for work. Whatever idea you have, you delegate your work to Wingman, and we'll be able to do that for you.
Clearly, I can see the excitement around Wingman is something that you almost seem to feel that it has outpaced your own expectation. Is that right?
It's been pretty wild. The reception that we have been getting on Wingman is crazy.
Wild reception on Wingman. You're already saying the next 6 months are going to look very different. But Mukund, let's just go back to the basic question about AI being built out of India. There have been many critics. There is still a lot of skepticism about the fact that India has been missing the AI bus. It's been very slow, and we're still nowhere close to the valley. What are your thoughts, especially as someone who's almost become the poster child now of AI in India?
I do think that we need to do a lot more than what we are doing right now. I do expect that this year is going to be year where a lot of new AI companies are going to come out of India. I was at a YC event yesterday, and I was giving a talk, and I was telling everybody who were in the audience that building a global company is equally hard as building a company for India. So you might as well sort of think big and build global. It requires same amount of effort. And I expect a lot of those companies will come out of India right now. I do think that we have a lot of advantages. For example, we have the largest population in the world. We can be the center for data collection. We can sort of really own the application layer right now. I think foundation model will take some time, as we get more chips, as we get more capital. But I think application layer, services layer, all of those things are just open for us to sort of really go and conquer. And I would just expect people to sort of really dream big and go after the most ambitious ideas that they have. We had Irina here yesterday from Anthropic, and she was also saying that the game has moved away from low-hanging fruits to hey, what is the biggest idea that you have, and just go after that. And I think our sort of one of the reasons to do this VibeCon is to inspire people to sort of think really big and think of their boldest idea, come and bring them to life, and we'll see a lot of that happening. But I do think that India has been a little bit slow in adoption
and innovation. Yes, Summit's helped build the momentum.
Yes, Summit has helped, and I think a lot of these stories like Emergent, Servam, all of those are helping people sort of think really big.
All right, and let's go and see where the action is happening. 300 teams.
Yes.
building right now. So are you telling me for the last 24 hours they have just been coding?
Yeah, I mean, most of them have been building on Emergent, right? So not
They're
coding,
building
just
on-
vibe coding.
Yeah, they're vibe coding. Sorry, it is the new thing, right? You're vibe coding. You're building on Emergent. So this is not coding. This is the new age coding. It's vibe coding. But we want to go and see where the energy is, where the action is, because this is the inspiration that has come from the likes of Mukund and Madhav, who have built Emergent. So let's go and take a look. Absolutely electric energy here at VibeCon. We've been walking around the first floor. Mukund, so many teams building.
Yes.
You also have teams who probably have been working through the night. We saw so many people
Right.
sitting here on the floor, some even dozing off. So how does it feel? I mean, the fact that not so long ago you were one of these builders, and your journey right from Dunzo to now being here.
Right. I mean, it's been sort of really amazing to see all the builders here. And like one of the reasons that we do this like night-long hackathon is people sort of, get to mingle with each other.
Right.
They have, a lot of time they have a breakthrough during the night, like when they're, like almost about to sleep, and then they'll hack through the night.
Right.
And it's amazing to sort of talk to all of these people, and they have like a lot of questions which I was sort of going through when I was a first-time entrepreneur, and good to see like all of that energy here. Of course, it's been a long journey, built Dunzo for like last 10 years.
Tell us about that journey, because everybody wants to know the fact that you are a second-time entrepreneur.
Yes.
The first time it didn't go your way, so to say.
Right.
And how did you come out of that phase?
No, I'm really, 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 excited that like we were able to build Dunzo like into a big consumer phenomena that existed. We almost pioneered the whole quick commerce wave in the country. It's not easy to get like two massive market trends.
Yes.
One after another. So I've been lucky to do that. Like I think quick commerce is one of the biggest trends in the country right now.
Right.
It was an epic journey. There were a lot of reasons because of which we failed, but I think overall we were able to really capture the consumer's imagination. After Dunzo, like there was a period of like lull where I was like depressed for a while. Like I thought that there was a point where we were thinking we were too big to fail at Dunzo, and then we failed. But I think luckily AI was happening, so I spent a lot of time, got back to the builder energy, got back to hacking like just these people are hacking. Almost distracted myself, by just coding with AI. That sort of turned into Emergent today. So, I just feel lucky that AI was happening at that same time.
From coming out of depression to now, this builder's energy, not just for yourself, but Mukund, it's also for the entire AI ecosystem. I mean, this is truly inspiring. But any lessons or regrets from the Dunzo journey that you're applying today?
We could have focused a lot more on the strategy that was working. I think dark store was clearly, a winning strategy. We were still doing too many things, right? We could have sort of seen like how capital markets are going to react. I mean, things were evolving very quickly, right? So hard to say like, hey, what could have changed? But I think eventually, I just think it was a stepping stone to build Emergent right now.
A stepping stone to building Emergent. I cannot talk about Emergent and not talk about the recent ARR controversy.
Yes.
You were bang in the midst of it.
Right.
And it has in some ways led to resetting of how we evaluate the growth of AI companies. Explain to us why it became such a big controversy, and also measuring growth in a SaaS world and ARR and what that term means in a SaaS world versus AI.
Right. So, I think like things I feel got blown out of proportion more than it should have been. We have been sort of always clear with what we are quoting as a number. We always quote annualized run rate, which basically means you take either a weekly revenue or a monthly revenue, right? And then multiply by 12 or 52 to sort of really show the kind of growth rate that you're getting. Right? I was talking to somebody yesterday, and in July we had said, hey, we are at 10 million ARR, and people were asking, hey, if ARR means annualized recurring revenue, that means that you have to make this much money, and we made 10 million in next 3 months, right?
This is real revenue.
This is real revenue.
This is recognized revenue. It's real revenue, but it's different from the way, say, contracts happen in the SaaS world, and that's why the controversy.
Right. I mean, people need to understand that we are in a very different growth cycle right now. We have seen Anthropic's growth, we have seen all of these AI companies, and we're also moving away from seed-based pricing, which used to be analyzed recurring, to more consumption-based pricing. Right, people who are building bigger apps consume more credits, spend more on the platform. I feel the industry is going to settle on some definition very soon.
And this is a global definition.
This is a global definition.
I mean, it's not something that Emergent is doing in India, which is different from the globally accepted standards. I mean, today we saw 11 Labs release its data around ARR, and it's exactly the same way.
Yeah, and I think this definition will get standardized a little bit. And we feel that this really captures the growth that people expect from these big markets right now. And companies are growing so fast that our growth rate at the beginning of the month and the end of the month is rapidly different. Sometimes like 40-50% different, right? So I think, we have tried to be very honest about like, hey, this is what we calculate and how we sort of project things out. But I also think that we have this, obligation to sort of educate the industry about this, and we're going to do that more transparently going forward.
And while this was possibly a controversy blown out of proportion, we know the revenues are real.
Right.
You have real customers in India, around the world, who are paying real revenue. But the one question that still is concerning a lot of people is the kind of valuations we're seeing, is the kind of hype cycle, as you may call it, or is this really a bubble? Do you also sometimes worry about the fact that there is just way too much hype right now, or do you think some of those valuations are justified?
I mean, I feel that this is my personal feeling that we are extremely underhyped right now. Even
Underhyped.
Yes, even though we feel like it's extremely overhyped, because the kind of transformation you're going to see from new AI companies that are going to bring is going to be magical, right? Like for the first time, a person who never had means to build a software is able to build. And this software used to cost you like $1 million to build, and now you can build it for $10,000. Anybody can build on their phone, right? I think the kind of transformation that we are seeing right now is truly magical, right? And I think like the kind of productivity gain that is going to lead to kind of economic gains. And I think companies and organizations that are going to adopt AI are going to, like shoot past traditional industry very quickly. We have 2026 data center build out. People have already paid billions of dollars, and everybody is saying that, hey, we're going to be in a compute constrained world for the next year. As the models are getting better and better, more and more capabilities are getting unlocked. People are going to be able to do a lot more work. I was talking to like one of our engineering team, and 5-people team. They were able to ship out 25 features in 5 days, right?
And how different was it, say, a few months ago?
It would have taken them like a month to ship 5 features, right? So that is the pace at which like people are able to now accelerate the journey. I truly feel that like from outside it may look like a bubble, it may look like, but the compute sort of getting spent, the data center built out, all of that thing is, I think, underestimating the opportunity of AI, right?
We're underestimating the opportunity of AI coming from someone who truly is now defining AI in India. Mukund, what makes Emergent also very special as a startup is that you're twin brothers.
Yeah.
And of course, we know that Madhav stays more in the background. He's more the techie and the researcher here. Right. But tell us a little more about that chemistry and how the two of you got together to do this.
We have been sort of trying to do a startup for a long time and never had the chance to sort of come together. Even since, we were in school, we were in college, we would always think of new ideas to build. And we have spent countless nights over phone discussing one idea or the other, whether it's crypto, whether it's AI, whether it's biotech. And both of us have this like crazy energy that like we are able to bounce ideas off each other and really come to like, answers very quickly, right? And complete each other's thoughts. So, so the communication there is really, really strong. And one of the reasons that like, Emergent is working really well is that we have this like tight combination of research and engineering. Like he comes from pure research background, was an early engineer, researcher in Amazon deep learning team. They actually started the deep learning team at Amazon. Emergent is working so well is that we're able to couple these like research insights into translate into engineering solutions and sort of move forward. It's really like exciting to build with him because it's almost like you're having a replica in your company, right? You can fully trust them. You can sort of offload big problems, hard problems to them, and sort of work together. So it's pretty exciting.
One piece of advice you're going to give to builders today, because they're clearly living in a very different era from, say, even a few years ago.
I would just say that like whatever is your most ambitious idea, just think 10x more, right? I think right now is the time to sort of really, really think big. I do think that next 10 years, like we're going to have wave of companies which we can't imagine today, right? So I think it's up to sort of entrepreneurs to sort of really think big. You can today pick any vertical and say, hey, if I were to reimagine this from AI ground up, what would that look like? And you have the luxury to sort of completely reimagine the world right now.
Mukund, as we start wrapping up, I'd love to know what we can expect from the Emergent stable over the next few weeks and months, because it seems in the AI world, weeks is a very long time.
Yeah.
And we're already seeing Wingman making waves. We're already seeing the Emergent effect here, so to say. 300 teams building in real time. Can we really expect a lot more?
Yeah, I think every week is a sort of a new story for us right now. And there are a lot of things in the store which we are very excited about releasing. And in coming weeks, you'll see new agents come out on the platform. You'll see a new version of Wingman sort of come out on the platform, and a lot of good updates to share as we go along.
We're clearly worried because we have to keep pace with all the innovation and all the launches, and may you keep shipping, as they say, and may you keep building, and may the builders here keep building.
Yes.
Mukund, such a pleasure to talk to you. We're going to let you go because I know there are so many people, hundreds of people waiting to talk to you here at VibeCon. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Great
so much.
to have. Thank you.